tired as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show. Today, I sit down with Teresa Baglietto, and let me tell you right out of the gate, this conversation comes with receipts and zero fucks. We're not trying to comfort anyone, and we're just leaning into the mess that is us, humanity, people, the shit happens species. Teresa survived a C-section that nearly killed her because no one bothered to ask her if she'd peed. And then she survived breast cancer while all the folks in the hospital were biding their time like her life was theoretical. She also survived a rape in high school with the special kind of cruelty that comes with being told it just didn't happen. She lost her dad to cancer when she was 10. She lost her mom to cancer a couple of years ago. And she's learned the hard way that adulting is fucking hard. She also wrote a book, has a podcast. We laugh, we curse, 80s references, a Gen X therapy episode, to say the least. If you believe healthcare is working just fine, why just sit this one out? We'll let the grown-ups take over. My name is Matthew Zachary. This is Out of Patience. Let's get started. Question, is it Baglietto?
It is. Okay. You nailed it.
I'm from Brooklyn. You know, I'm a Jutalian pizza bagel.
Yeah.
So I mean, how can it be mispronounced is what we asked. But of course, clearly, what's the worst you've heard it?
Oh my gosh. Baglietto, I think is the worst I've heard.
One of my dad's best friends' name was Neil Zelenitz, which is like one of the most difficult Jewish last names to pronounce. And he would always get mail, and I kid you not, to Neil Zwollen Tits. I have a photo that my dad took on like a Polaroid camera in the 70s of the letter that Neil got. Neil Zwollen Tits. You can't beat that.
No, you can't beat that. I can imagine that name got crumbled a few times.
Yeah.
Many different ways.
Is that your maiden name?
It's my married name.
Okay.
My ex-married name.
Why do you keep your married name as an ex? I don't know that.
Because my kid's last name is Baglietto.
Okay.
And so we match.
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, come on. Teresa Baglietto.
That's a badass name.
Baglietto. It is kind of a badass name.
Cut a man 7 ways with that name in a good, Robert De Niro film.
Exactly.
Just get Coppola on board.
Right.
He'll give you all you need.
It's a much better last name with my first name.
What was your maiden name?
Klein.
Oh, all right. You definitely got an upgrade.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, the asterisk was an upgrade.
It was.
Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a lot of different places. I was born in Aspen, Colorado. We moved to Texas when I was about 7 and raised in Texas, graduated from high school there, went to college in Boston. And from Boston, I took a little hiatus and went to Florida. And that wasn't my thing. And I went straight to California. And that's where my kids were all born and raised. And now I live on the East Coast.
You're like an army brat within the army.
Exactly. I am my own army.
I would attest to that, yes.
Yes.
But moving around, you go from altitude to no altitude, to hot to cold, to west to left, yeah.
Yeah, everywhere.
Right. And you're settled now. You're happy?
Yeah, very happy.
Is there happy?
That's a strong question. Yeah, I think it depends on the day and what's happening in your life.
Well, we live in the Shit Happens Club, and my dad's favorite quote is Yogi Berra's favorite quote, which is, if life were easy, we'd all do it.
That's right. Yeah. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but in some ways I'm a huge fan of when the shit gets hard, that's when you grow the most.
Yeah, I was reading that when I was doing all my homework about you, and I've done my homework on you, don't worry. That was one of the things that stood about the book is like, it's the what doesn't kill you make you stronger euphemism cat poster, but it's the same thing. I was asked today, and I want to hear your question. My rote answer is what happened to you a gift? Right? Like, would you want it to go a different way? And I'm like, I couldn't want it to be a different way because I wouldn't know it could be a different way because it already happened.
Right. And who knows where we'd be today if it didn't happen.
Right.
I think our choices in life would be very different.
Just different shit.
Probably. Exactly.
It would find a way to become just different shit.
Right. I think we took the harder shit, though.
Yeah.
And we handled it with grace and style, and we're thriving, and we're here, and we're alive. And that's, to me, what's most unbelievable is to survive what we've survived.
I've been called someone with congenital chutzpah. You know what that means?
No.
All right. It's congenital, we know, born
Yes.
with. Chutzpah is like moxie, like sass.
Yes.
I was reading all about your stuff, and you have almost like perseverant stubbornness to just keep going.
That's a perfect way to describe me. I mean, that's kind of who I am in general.
Yeah.
I carry that.
And I was going to ask, you went to in Yiddish, we say mishigas. That's all like tsuris, like grievances, all the crap that we don't ask for that goes on in their lives. We were going to have a box ticking conversation today on which boxes we tick. It isn't a contest of better or worse. It's how many boxes can we tick.
Okay, I love it.
We both had brain surgery.
Yes.
Right? We both had a stroke.
Yes.
We both had cancer.
Yep.
I've never been raped. That's pretty terrible. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I love my wife. We're happily married.
Yep. So you haven't gone through the divorce?
No. That is not in the plan.
That's good.
One less thing to think about.
Yeah.
I have twins. You have 3 kids.
I do.
Yeah. I had mishigas. My wife went through all sorts of crazy life-threatening crap to have them as twins. Mm-hmm. You went through all sorts of crazy crap to have your kids. Mm-hmm. And you kept having them.
Yes.
What are their names?
Dakota, Anthony, and William.
Who are they named after?
So Anthony's named after his grandfather. His middle name is Alessandro, very Italian.
Yeah.
And my youngest, his middle name is Nolte, and that's also a family
Tony
name.
Alessandro Baglietto.
That's right.
Are you kidding me?
No.
He's got to go in a Coppola movie.
Yeah, he's training to be a pilot.
All right. I'm on brand with that.
Yeah,
That's good.
Exactly. So great boys. They're all individuals doing their own thing. My youngest just took off for Barcelona last night. He's there now for a semester abroad. So we can only imagine what's going to go on there.
Yeah, my twins are 15 and a half. I have 2.5 years for college to go away and then worry about what they're doing when they're not home.
That's right.
Is he your first to flee?
No, they all went away to college. So,
But I mean, he's abroad gone.
He's abroad
gone. The rest
gone.
are still here, at least in the States.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different. Like they're all in California.
Right.
And even the youngest, I said, oh my God, it's going to be so weird when you're gone 6 hours the other direction instead of California. And he's like, I know, but it's fine, Mom. And I said, well, you're in a different country. It's different.
I've also heard like Barcelona is like the greatest place in the world.
That's what I've heard. I'm going to find out. We're going in April.
Oh my! All right, what is the picture? It didn't happen.
Exactly.
So we're kids. We're children of the '80s, right? Did you eat dirt? Because I ate dirt. Did your slides have rust on them? Because mine has rust on them.
A lot of rust on them.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm from the same era.
Well, I would imagine Colorado might have had possibly cleaner slides than Brooklyn because, we're altitude less rust maybe, but you had all the snow.
I don't know. I mean, Aspen was pretty hippy dippy when we lived there. It
Even
wasn't,
back then?
Yeah, it wasn't, the glamorous place that it's turned into today. I mean, I haven't even been there as an adult to really witness what the change is, but everybody had cabins, and we're not talking about ski cabins with, luxury ski
log
and ski.
cabins.
We had log cabins. They were hunting cabins.
Yeah.
Very different.
In 1980, in our the Clark Griswold cross-country trip that every family took in 1980, as mine did, we stopped in Durango, Colorado with the Super 8 camera. And we have video of Durango, Colorado in 1980, and it looks like a Clint Eastwood movie.
I believe it. So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like saloons, and everything was wood, and there was no pavement. Yeah.
You're on the dirt.
Literally, that was what it was.
Yeah.
The fact that we captured what Durango, Colorado was in 1980, and I was just in Telluride, not because I'm rich, but some rich guy invited me to go. So I felt like I'm the guy with no money in Telluride. My God, that place. What is going on with Colorado?
Colorado's turning into a celebrity spot.
Yeah.
It's a hot spot for them, right? And it's funny. I remember when I was younger, like I said, we'd moved to Texas. My mother would bring us back to Aspen every summer, and we would drive an old station wagon. It was white with a red stripe down the end. The tires had white rims,
White
right?
walls.
Like super retro now. But we would drive all the way from Texas to Aspen without seatbelts on. I mean, that's what it was like back then.
Who needed seatbelts?
Right.
We survived back then.
We did.
I was born the year, I'm 74. So I was born the year like General Motors came up with the car seat. And it came with the car if you wanted it. Like, you couldn't buy a car seat anywhere, like the General Motors car seat. Anyone wants to pause the show and go to Google and type in General Motors baby car seat, and your eyes will pop out, your jaw will fall off, and your head will fall off. Like, it is this like stick figure illusion of safety
Wow.
for children in the back
I don't
seat.
think I've even seen that. I got to check that out.
This is how my parents rolled in 1974.
Like probably many others too.
I know.
And there was probably a little surcharge to get that car seat in there.
Gouge you any way they can.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
one thing is something that haven't changed.
Yes.
So I look at people ask me like, well, when did all your fuckery start? And like, when I was bullied in camp. But no, they mean the real stuff. Like what that kind of prepared me for the stuff with my congenital chutzpahness or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember the day I finally realized to myself there's something wrong with me. Medically, Did you have an aha moment with the breast cancer situation going on?
I did. So I first had lip cancer, then I had breast cancer.
By the way, lip cancer, not the sexiest cancer. Do better.
Yeah, I know. Why did it have to start there? And
I
then
know.
it moved around.
How is that a melanoma? It's a separate cancer?
Yeah, it starts out as, like a basal cell and then it grows from there, but it never went into melanoma. It was more of a, oh my God, what did they call it? Can't think of the name. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
We'll pin that. But the breast cancer, I mean, there was a full-blown rock in my breast. And the funny
Just
thing...
one day, self-exam? What happened?
No, there was a lot of swelling. I thought, I'm in my early 40s. I thought I was going through maybe menopause. And that's kind of what I chalked it up to is, maybe when you go through menopause, your breasts change. One's getting bigger than the other. That's what it's got to be. And obviously that wasn't the case. But when I felt something, and I would always ask a friend, hey, check this out. Do you feel what I feel? Like, kind of feels like a rock in there. And everybody felt it. And during the holiday season, before I had actually gone and had the test to confirm it, all these girls are like, I want to feel it. I want to feel it, because they tell you it's a lump in your breast. And maybe some of the characteristics of some types of breast cancer are an actual lump that's firm. This thing was just like the desk here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you panic right away, or were you like, so all right, before you answer that, my school of thought, I don't think this is a guy-girl thing, is that there is no problem until there is. But my wife, if there is no problem, that's the problem. Where are you in that spectrum?
I might be in between.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, it's probably some weird cyst.
Right.
That's what I chalked it up to. And more so, I must be went through menopause early. My mother had passed away from ovarian cancer, so I didn't get to really understand when she went through menopause. And it seems like women are going through it sooner and sooner than ever. So I had no idea. So by the time I saw my OBGYN and said, hey, what is this? And, saw his face completely change when he started the exam. And I said, is this something that we need to be worried about?
Uh-oh.
And he said, it is something that we need to look into. And I was like,
So you read his face and you knew right away.
I knew something was up. And it was, as, the visits went along, and we'll get into the hairy stuff about the whole health system and how shitty it can be when you're trying to figure it out.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, I didn't think you had, especially with the name of your podcast.
It's
Out
utopian.
of Patience.
It's utopian healthcare with Matthew Zachary.
Yeah, exactly. So it was the frustration leading up to finally getting what I deserved and wanted that became more difficult than anything, was navigating all of that.
You already had your kids by then? Mm-hmm. So you're already familiar with how terrible it can be with the C-section crap that you went through as well.
Right.
So that's patient harm and human error and all sorts of other crazy, different fuckery.
So
you were kind of pre-prepared in a sense to have a little callus on your foot to step on the floor.
Yep, exactly. And it was mind-blowing, though, because I thought, why is it like this? I mean, how come these people aren't being more caring and concerned and really wanting to white glove and take care of you when you've just been diagnosed with something that, yes, at this stage, we don't know if it's going to kill me or not. In my head, I'm thinking, let's plan my funeral. I'm going to be 6 feet under. I knew a lot of women who had breast cancer. This was back in 2013, who weren't surviving it. That's not as much the case today because of all the wonderful things they have. But back then it was like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. And I've actually got to turn into a bulldog and fight my way through this to make sure I get the care that I need and the answers that I need, all the way up to threatening the foundation where my care was. You know, they took so long getting back to me, almost a month with my test results. And then after that, it was scheduling the surgery after we had found out that this is an extremely aggressive cancer. We need to get that thing out of there. And just getting that whole team on the same page, I can't tell you how many admins I worked with. Nobody was doing jack shit. I called daily, multiple times a day. And my background's in sales, so this was no problem for me to do.
Well, I was going to go back to your LinkedIn profile portion of the conversation. It's pretty stellar on its own. You're
Thank
a badass businesswoman, too.
Thank you.
So you have this, again, congenital moxie, this take no shit business perspective, but then you become the client in a store you never wanted to shop in, and they're treating you like shit, but you don't know what you need, and they're in charge of everything.
Yep.
It's victimizing.
Yes, it is. And it wasn't until I had a dear friend who worked in the entertainment industry in Los Angeles. She was in the C-suite of a huge movie-making company. And I called her and I said, I don't know what to fucking do. I can't get these guys to move an inch. And I'm like fearful of my life, of losing my life. And she said, I'm going to help you put a letter together. You're going to put that thing on social media and you're going to threaten to take them to the news. And you're going to have a huge PR press and I'm going to back you up and I'm going to be the one that does it for you. And I was like, all right, let's get this thing going.
Yeah. Sadly, you shouldn't have to know that person to do these things.
Right.
As of this taping in late January, my friend Sally gets a treatment called IVIG every other week for some late effect crap from her cancer.
Okay.
And it was approved and then it was unapproved and they repealed the approval the day before she needed the therapy. And if she missed the therapy, she'd be dead.
Oh, geez.
And she had to fight. We were like in this massive, again, like this will be airing a couple of weeks from now, but it's still the same, enduring media story of they just said no for no reason. And she had to go through all of these hoops just to live. They came in at the 11th hour after shame, spiraling through LinkedIn and tagging every single person at United Healthcare in North Carolina. Why do we have to do this?
I know. I actually went to, because one of the things we use in my professional world is LinkedIn to find people. And I found the CEO of the foundation and this letter went straight to that person. I was like, I already know how to backdoor everything. And it was, I'm very concerned. Here's what's going on. And if you don't take care of this by the end of today, there's going to be a press release. I got a phone call that day. We've got your surgery scheduled.
Like, how do we scale that, right? There's no way to make that everyone gets, it's like Oprah, you get a car, you get a magic Hollywood person,
right.
You get a magic Hollywood person.
Yeah, no, I can see why there's people out there for the right reasons helping patients through this, because not everybody has a fight like we do.
Right.
Or even the mindset to know how to make change happen. We're change makers.
Right.
Right?
Which is why you shouldn't have to be us to not get screwed. And even we get screwed.
We do.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
So I want to take a quick break, come back and we talk about all the things. The rape, the book, the podcast. God,
hang in for the wild ride.
You're a catch. You are a real catch here. Oh, God. All right. We'll be right back after this.
Bring incredible sound into every corner of your home with the new WIM Sound smart speaker. Get high-resolution audio with a 1.8-inch touchscreen, smart control, and modern design in one powerful speaker for just $299. From quiet mornings to lively family gatherings, WIM Sound makes every moment sound better and feel better too. Create a home filled with sound you love. Ready to upgrade your sound? Shop now at Amazon and search WIM Sound. That's WIIMSOUND.
All right, in the first half of the show, we kind of alluded to a C-section fiasco. What's that story?
Oh, God. So child number 3, this is William.
Always the third.
Always the third. And, I had 2 C-sections already. So once you've done 2, you don't have any other options but to continue down that path. Mm-hmm. So I was well practiced. I knew exactly what to do. I wanted to have my tubes tied at the same time because I was done. 3 was enough. And during that surgery, something went wrong. Nobody knew it until they didn't. So I came out of surgery, delivered the baby, went straight into recovery, typical stuff, right? You're in the hospital room waiting to be released. And the biggest thing that they care about is we want to make sure that you urinate. But then after that, it's, did she take a shit? Mm. And so that became, at that time, their focus. And once you have a bowel movement, they'll let you go home. So that happened. And I'm recovering from a C-section plus tubal ligation. My sharp skills aren't firing off, right? So we leave. And I noticed my stomach was really distended. Mm. We get to my in-laws' house and I'm just not feeling like myself at all. So we'll fast track this whole story. I end up back at the ER. And what they discover after 2 visits back to the ER, because nobody could figure it out the first time, I had not urinated since I had my C-section. So all the urine was backing up in my body, and it's somewhat common, believe it or not, for this type of thing to happen, for everything to shut down after you've been under anesthesia for a period of time. Some people, their body just goes to sleep and it takes a while for it to wake back up. Well, nobody thought to ask, hey, did you urinate? Mm. And I'm not going to think about that. Yeah. So it almost killed me. I ended up back in the hospital.
That's another box to tick. How many times have you nearly died?
Right. Everyone says you're a cat with 9 lives. So it's kind of a horrific situation. I couldn't be with my child because I was now back in the hospital, not in intensive care, but I was on the heart patient floor because they needed to put me somewhere for critical care. And it took 15 days before all the tubes were taken out, and they thought I was going to be wearing a bladder bag for life. Ugh. They were going to call in, oh my God, how come I can't think of the name? My doctor basically got my ass out of bed. I had given up. I had decided like enough is enough. And they said, if you don't get up and start walking, it's going to be it for you. We need you to stand up. And I did. I believed in him. He believed in me, and he got me out of that bed, and wasn't me running down the halls immediately. It took me a while to get my legs moving the way they used to move, but I was in really bad shape, and it was because they overlooked asking me, did she urinate yet?
You would think that'd be part of like the discharge process or some postpartum triage? No?
It's supposed to be. Every other kid that was, yeah, they screwed up. They even have...
Wait, you should call your Hollywood friend, get another lawsuit going.
I should, exactly. They even have the little cups that they put in the toilet after you have the baby. And when you urinate, they measure it every single time. And like I said, that wasn't happening in this case. And I certainly wasn't thinking about that. So that was a big whoopsie.
So that wasn't enough. They got breast cancer.
Right.
We also alluded to a minor rape incident, which is never okay. Did Mariska Hargitay show up to save everything?
So that happened when I was in high school.
Colorado?
In Texas.
Okay.
That's where I went to high school. And it was one of those situations, everybody's having fun, you're consuming alcohol. I was tired. I wanted to go to bed. I checked in, went to bed. And when I woke up, still a little bit out of it, but not that out of it, there was a guy on top of me. And I mean, it was like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Pushing the guy off. And it's really sad because I know that stuff still goes on now, right?
Yeah.
He's thinking, oh, she's passed out. She had some drinks. And when you are passed out like a light, you don't know what's happening to you.
Yeah.
So it's devastating. And I've got another story that didn't even make the book that a friend reminded me of. But, you know, talk about being a victim.
Well, there is no... I have no say in this as a man, nor have I ever raped anyone. So I'm very happily a good person in that sense.
Yeah.
And I would never claim to say I know what this is like at all. I understand victimization, but I cannot conceive in my mind how it is possible for a human to behave that way under any circumstances. So I hope whoever did it was ground up into corned beef or something. Exactly.
That's what you wish for. Yeah. Because he denied it when I confronted him. Terrible. And I knew what had happened. I didn't have any pants on.
Yeah.
So.
Oops. Where'd your pants go?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Well, all of this has informed you and not identified you as someone who's pushed through all sorts of shit and somehow keeps going, Lady Energizer Bunny. Where did the idea of the ripple effect, your book, come from? Was it just, I got to get the shit out of me onto paper? What's your message?
It wasn't initially, I got to get the shit out on paper. I just had enough people around me saying, my God, you need to write a book. So much shit has happened to you. And it was really a strange person that kind of lit the real fire. She's like, you should write a book. And I said, I don't know how to write a book. I wouldn't even know where to start. And she said, just start by writing. Just start writing everything that you remember and then put it all in order later. And I thought, shit, that's all it takes. So it was a 7-year project. I was living bi-coastal between the Northeast and California at the time. So every time I was on a flight, that's when I would write. And it was really this last year that I decided, you got to finish this thing, especially since I got invited to speak at a cancer event. And they introduced me as she's writing a book. And I'm like, fuck.
Uh-oh. You're stuck now.
Exactly. So it was the right thing that I needed. But it was very cathartic, therapeutic. It felt, as the book started to really shape itself, it was more about, man, does it feel good to get this shit out on paper? Then when it gets published, you wonder, did I say too much?
Right.
Right? But nonetheless, it's who I am. It's the life I've lived. And I've gotten a lot of really positive responses and feedback. And it's made me feel good that I was as honest, transparent, and raw in the book.
When you held it in your hand for the first time, did it feel like a child? You had just given birth to something that didn't require a life-threatening C-section.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe I did this.
Yeah.
This is like all my work. Yeah. I did this. It felt good.
It's a point of pride. Good. You should own it. And then that wasn't enough.
Right.
And you started the podcast.
I did.
And you're also going on other people's podcasts. How we met was through someone who told me that if you didn't come on the show, they would call your Hollywood friend and shame me.
Watch out. I've got a little mafia around me, it sounds
really
like.
Really scared of your Rolodex at this point.
Exactly.
So podcasting is like a bandwagon. I think we were talking before the show about its purpose and its intention. I love when people do it for their own healing and their own needs. And it's not about how many, it's about who listens, because we get so caught up on our egos about, why don't you listen to my show? But, you know, if you have 50 people, that's 50 people. That's 100 people. That's pretty cool. And you just got started. You're at episode 18?
Episode 28.
28.
Yeah.
Wrong number. Yeah. Wrong
That's
first
all right.
day. I was close.
But your perspective is right on the money. I mean, I think because my background's in sales, I can get lost in the numbers a little bit, not obsessed with it, but I like what you just said, because it's more about the conversation than how many people out there are listening. And I'm used to pushing and driving towards a target. And I really started it because I thought, you know what, I'm just going to be on it by myself and tell my story. And then as I started to tell friends, I have friends like we all do that have gone through their own shit. You know, they were like, hey, I'll be a guest. Oh, great. And then I started asking other people who had other shit going on because it is about rising from the ashes.
Yeah.
And
the redemption arc that never ends.
That's right. So it is what it is today. And it's hard to believe that it's been a year because I wasn't sure, like, are you going to even make it that long? But I did enough research for 4 months to understand, is this something you want to get into? Like, don't start it if you can't finish it.
It can really be a time suck, too. Mm-hmm. We were discussing before the show, listeners, about why doesn't Matt do video?
Right.
Not that I'm planting a seed. I have no intention of doing any video ever because then that's a television show.
Yeah.
And I'm a radio purist. And you can, if you want to see my face, I don't know, watch some of my videos. Go to Vimeo. I like that this is my voice. I believe that talk radio is an art form. We grew up with talk radio.
We did.
Don Imus, Cousin Brucey, Scott and Todd, Howard Stern. That was talk radio is an art form. I don't need to see what you look like. Now I go on the internet and see what you look like. But I like that people choose this as a medium, as a tool. Mm-hmm. And as a salesperson, you couldn't get caught in metrics, right?
Yes.
And ROI and all the fancy jargony words we have. But yes, if this satisfies something in your bat belt that keeps you close to your soul and brings you around in some way toward closure, then do what you want. Be you.
Yeah. I like that perspective. I'm having like a therapy appointment right now. This is great. I'm going to have to write you a check when we're done.
I don't take insurance.
Oh, shit. Well, they probably wouldn't pay you anyway.
No, it'd be terrible.
They don't even pay for health problems.
My co-pays are in Jack Daniels.
Yeah,
So,
there we go.
There we
I
go.
can arrange that.
Yes, exactly. I want to talk about your dad, who's in the book. He passed away, probably one of the more devastating moments of your life.
Yeah.
And my parents are still with us. They're in their 80s. My friends are starting to have the same situations, and we're at that age now in our late 40s, early 50s, where mom and dad are. What's going on now?
Yeah.
How has that shaped you now?
Raising
children without a grandpa.
Oh man, it's different. Thankfully, they have grandpas through their father.
Okay,
right.
Back up. That's a terrible way to think about it. Plan B.
Yeah, no, I would say, look, losing my father was extremely difficult. And then losing my mother later, you start to feel like...
Right, he was before.
He was before her many, many years. He was only 48 when he died of cancer. And that's an impressionable time for a 10-year-old little girl. And so losing your father at that age and having your mother just step out because she didn't know what to do, you're left alone to raise yourself. And that's pretty much what happened with myself, my sister, and my 2 brothers. Everybody went different directions and not making the best of choices in life. But that kind of shit shapes you, whether it's on the right track or not. I wish my kids could have met my dad because he loved kids. He was the type of dad that would jump in the swimming pool with you and throw you up in the air and run around and chase you. And awesome. Like the TV dad that a lot of kids are like, I wish my parents were like that. He was a great man, and we lost him too soon. We really did. And I do look at my friends, as you said, who are losing their parents right now. And there are moments where I say, I'm so lucky I'm not dealing with that at this stage in my life.
It really, I mean, for me, and I have like a core group of friends, like core, like mid-school, like there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
We've gone on the same iPhone thread for like 18 years. If anyone gets an Android, you're gone.
Oh my God.
Thing, right? And we are all connected to our parents. Our parents all know each other. They're all still around, all of us. But we're at that pivot now. We all had dinner a couple of months ago. We try to meet up once a year. It's impossible. Well, all over the world, the country. We're at that moment now. And my parents are at that moment now where their friends that I grew up with are starting to die. And I didn't feel that mortality out of like I'm on borrowed time as a cancer survivor. I'm feeling that mortality as my dad's going to go and all my dad's friends that I grew up with are going to go. It's like a existential moment for Gen Xers.
Mm-hmm. And I think when you lose a parent at such a young age, because one of my best friends thinks just like I do, you think about that often, like, oh, I'm now with somebody new. Is something going to happen to him? And my girlfriend thinks the same thing. Like on a regular basis, you worry about losing that person. You worry about continuing to be around for your own kids when you've lost a parent.
Yeah. I want to talk about the not today life. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That was how I read it. Is that how you read it when you say it in your head?
Exactly. It's funny. It's something that I've always said, right? People would ask, oh my God, so much shit has happened to you. Do you ever say like, why me? I've never once said why me.
I've never said why me.
Why do we think that?
You might be the only person that's told, like, I've never asked why. I always ask, like, where do I go now?
Yeah.
But not why me. I think it's just a defeatist thing to ask.
Right. I just never have. And to your point, I know a lot of people who've gone through shit and they say it on a regular basis. Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? It's just not part of my thought process. And I said, this shit is not going to happen. Not today, life. And it just kind of stayed with me. Quietly, it wasn't something I was seeing at the top of my lungs. And it was really when I was interviewing somebody and he's like, I got to use that. And I thought, you know what? I got to trademark that.
Like a good businesswoman.
Right. I got to put that shit on some gear.
I was just going back to one of your podcasts. The naming of a podcast episode can be so interesting because that's like, there are so many factors to what would get a client to want to buy, right? And in this case, it's a impression, conversion, retention for a product. It's the cover art, it's how it sounds, and it's the name. Your bladder is on fire was one of your podcasts.
The UTI.
And I'm going to listen to this one. And that's the one I listened to because that was the best name of the show. Dear Bladder on Fire.
Yeah. You're
awesome.
like, wait a minute. What the hell is she talking about? You probably had an idea. You're married.
Yeah. I'm well aware of what UTIs are.
Yes.
My wife is our age. So you can expect what's going on in the house for the last couple of years. It's been fun for her with all the fans and the blankets.
Right. Exactly. But I just thought, you know what? This podcast, In Shock, is not just about the big moments in our life, but it's just all the shit that we all go through. Yeah. And that's such a big one for women. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to turn this thing into a episode. I just have to.
Someone's got to come out with a show called Fucking Menopause. Like, that's the name of the show.
It's got to be out there already. Yeah. I have to believe it. There's so many now.
Well, now you know, go look and trademark it and then sell it.
Right. Get some more gear.
So I always wrap the show with a bit of a surprise bonus round. I ask my ChatGPT a question. But I ask it a question with a lot of context. I feed it all the information I've collected in my reconnaissance for my guests, but I also give it my thoughts on you as a person before I meet you. And then I want to see if what it spits out is accurate. And the question I ask...
I love this.
A lot of exposition. If my guest were a Netflix series, what 3 pop culture soulmates of the last 50 years would play her character?
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
You are Annie DeFranco. Independent, relentless, and allergic to performative nonsense. Built in your own lane, you tell the truth in plain language and turn survival into work without asking permission.
100%.
You are Samantha Bee. Sharp, funny, and willing to stare at the absurdity until it confesses. You stay human while taking a scalpel to the systems that pretend they run on logic.
Oh, this is hilarious.
And you are Linda Hamilton. You make grit look like a decision, not a personality trait. You carry intensity without theatrics, and you stay credible in a story that keeps trying to break you every fucking day.
I'm all of those ladies.
You are Anna DeFranco, Samantha Bee, and Linda Hamilton.
Yes, I love that you use ChatGPT for that.
It has purposes other than destroying humanity.
That's right.
For now.
Yeah. I mean, look, we use it in our day-to-day, but I love how you used it. I may have to tear that one out.
I'll give you all my trade secrets.
Yes. Copy edit.
Nothing is trademarked except my show name and my name and everything else I do.
Right. So you'll be coming after me.
Yeah. All right. Teresa Baglietto. Sounds badass. And I concur you are badass. Author of The Ripple Effect, host of the In Shock podcast, 11,000 time box ticking fuckery, liver of life, getting through shit uphill both ways. I'm so thrilled to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I have loved this show. You're the best.
All right. Everything in the show notes, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Out of Patience with Matthew Zachary is a production of Matthew Zachary Worldwide. The executive producer is Matthew Zachary. It is mixed and edited by Kyle Moore. If you like the show, ratings and reviews are always welcome wherever you get your podcasts. If you have guest suggestions or would like to learn more about sponsorship opportunities, email podcast@matthewzachary.com. For more information about Matthew Zachary and Matthew Zachary Worldwide, visit matthewzachary.com.